Hey everyone, and welcome back to the show. What do we got here? You see the puppies? I got my little helper today. We got ourselves a Hustler, nice Kawasaki motor. What won't start. Primarily due to this ignition coil here that you see right here. That battery is dead. I'll swap it over, but that's not the reason. Fuse is not blown, won't start up. Now you could from this terminal here, you could go from the battery directly to the outer coil to jump start this, but you know, really this is just going to be a quick fix video. We're going to take off this old ignition coil and replace it with this guy right here. And it's got a different mount on it. Should still work though. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's hopefully this is going to be the right part. Anyways, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's get this taken apart. Let's get this swapped over. Well, as far as sockets go, to get it out, it's pretty simple. 10 millimeter, 11 millimeter, and then these two over here are also 11 millimeter bolts. So that's the size nuts, that's the size bolts, easy to come out. Now, I don't think our replacement's going to work. I'll show you why here in a second. But look, we got a ground wire that's fed to this side over here, along with this ground wire, which actually was broke. That ground wire right there feeds from here over to here, connects up with that ground wire sitting down there. We have this red wire, what appears to be heading up that way. That's probably hitting the switch over here. That's connected to this other side. Now, what I need to determine, first off, even though the mount's different on this is a 4-pole starter solenoid. This one's a 3-pole, okay? Now, you could use a different mount, although I wouldn't do that unless your wires can reach the new mounting points. With this being 4-pole, one of the things I discovered is that these 2 points right here are shorted. There we go. Got a 3 ohm short, 5 ohms. Anyways, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to be that way. 100% not sure, unless if when you ground out the key, that causes something to occur on this side for the solenoid to energize and start up the motor. I'm not 100% sure, you know. So you could potentially take that one red wire and tie it to the ground and put it over here, but again, I really don't know. Not without having a direct replacement to make similar measurements. Regardless, even say if it does, that's completely open on this side. Let's see, can I get this here? Get this into the screenshot. So that to me makes more sense. No continuity between these two posts until it's energized. That would be the same over here. Same over here. Now, it's potential just because that ground wire was broken from this point over, that's the reason why this one wasn't working. Again, I don't know. This could very well still be bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and get the right one. We're going to take some measurements and repair that broken wire. Put the old one back in, see if it will start. If it does, we know we can take back the new one, get a refund for it. Well, I ended up having to make a new ground wire crimped and soldered the ends, because no matter how you try to, just show you, pull the old wire out from, you know, get the insulation off, that wire is just brittle, it breaks. So got a new ground wire, time to put it in, see if it works on the old solenoid. So here's what actually occurs. The switch wire, what goes to your key starter, comes to here, okay? This is a ground. What happens is, when you turn the key, 12 volts gets applied to this side of this bottom left post. Because current is applied, is now voltage is applied to the circuit and current can flow, you have a plunger that is going to basically magnetize, or through whatever various electrical method, EMI, EMF, whatever. Anyways, that plunger is going to come up and it's going to touch and cause continuity to occur between these two posts. That's why when we were previously running it, we were just, you know, tapping between these two posts to get the mower running, and just bypassing, you know, the key start. Anyways, battery's on the charger. We're on, get it fully charged up, and see if it'll turn over with the old solenoid. If not, we'll put this new one in. All right, well, we've gotten the old one installed with the new ground wire, and I just went ahead and replaced the battery because lo and behold, it wouldn't charge. But we're going to turn the key. As long as I hear turnover, we are good to go. I'm not worried about running it right now. Yep, there we go. All that because of a faulty ground wire. Now, the battery was bad as well, wouldn't charge, but that wasn't the problem we were chasing. We were chasing this guy right here. We had a short discussion over it about how it actually functions, and you know, we got a new replacement. We measured the impedance or resistance across these two terminals here, and they measured the same. So we know that's those are low impedance terminals, most likely there to you know, create a field of flux, or you know, energize the coil to create a magnetic field to close the loop between these two contacts here. But the reason why it wouldn't work is all because of one wire that was severely corroded, and so current couldn't flow from this terminal here to that terminal there when the key was turned over there. That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to this channel if you're new. Give this video a thumbs up and a comment in the comment section if you're willing. Like to hear them. Again, thank you for watching. Take care and goodbye.